just a little bit about our company, just some backstory real quick. We've been around for a while, actually. The company was founded in 2001. Actually, the guys started working together, I want to say around 1999, but then they actually formed the company in 2001, started off with just a real basic remote control tool, and expanded into what we are today. But currently, we have 300,000 companies that use our product worldwide in over 150 countries. And of course, because of that, we have millions of sessions running per year. Now, a few of our customers, some of these are probably recognizable names. AVG, I'm sure many of you guys know about AVG. Of course, antivirus, also a remote monitoring and management tool that they have. They actually use our solution as the remote control feature within Cloud Care and within Managed Workplace. We have a lot of different partners out there currently, and a lot of different recognizable customers that are using ISL every day. Now, what do you get though? What is ISL? Well, I like to say it's one license to rule them all. Now, with one license that you purchase through ISL Online, you actually get 4 different products. You get our remote support tool, our remote access tool, which they both kind of work together. But then we also allow you to use our live chat functionality, and even provide a web conferencing tool, all within one license, within one purchase. So talk a little bit about each one of these different features that we have, different tools. The remote desktop. Now, we allow you to do both unattended remote support, where you would have the ISL Lite client on the customer's machine, like a server maybe. If you need to get in there any hour, any day, doesn't matter if someone's logged in or not, you can still get into the machine, resolve any issues. But then we also allow you to have the ad hoc remote sessions where customer calls in and says, my computer's crashing, or I'm having issues with Outlook, I need you to fix it. You can provide them with the code. Once they put in their code, you get into their computer, you're able to resolve their issues, no problem. And another nice feature about this is it doesn't even have to be a current customer. Someone could just call into your phone number on your website and say, hey, I need some help, and you can get into their computer even though they're not a current client. So whether it's the unattended or the emergency help, I need you, we've got you covered with the remote control. Now, the live chat, we allow you to put a live chat button on your website. That way your customers have that direct line to you. They can get in touch with you, any time of day. They don't have to call in. They don't have to send an email. And whether it's a real simple question that they just need answered, they can easily talk to you via the live chat, or if it's something more in depth, once that live chat session starts and you realize this is going to take more than just a little chat back and forth, you can actually take control of their device via that live chat. And what's nice about that is you can have multiple people from your company that are involved in that chat. I mean, you could have someone from sales, someone from support. If they call or they start a chat session and it starts off with a sales question, they end up being technical, you can pass the ball over to a technician very easily through that. And I'll show that to you guys as well. And then, of course, we have the web conferencing tool that allows you to start meetings similar to what we're doing right now, actually, where you can do live video, you can do screen sharing, you can transfer files, do chat, and it's just one other piece to the ISL solution that we offer. So with ISL Online, as far as configuring it, you have a couple different options. You can go with the hosted option, the SaaS model, where you use our clouds, our data centers, and we have data centers all across the globe. And what's nice about this is when you go to connect in to a customer's device, we'll connect you through one of the data centers that basically is going to make the most sense. We do have load balancing to make sure that you get a fresh connection that's not bogged down. We also do geolocation, so we want to make sure that you get connected into a device that's very close to you. But we do have our own hosted platform, and because it's something that we're hosting, we take security very seriously. We're actually obsessed with security, actually. There are remote control tools out there that aren't the most secure. I'm not saying all of them, just saying there are some that are out there that are not the most secure, and we strive to be extremely secure. So when you make that connection, when the connection is established between your device and the customer's device, we encrypt that. When the actual information is being transferred, when that tunnel is created, we make sure that that tunnel is encrypted. We also have multi-factor authentication, where if, say, you send an email to the customer with that customer code, they put in that code, only then can you get into their device, and that code is a one-time only deal. It's not something that can be reused over and over again. If someone sees it and they write it down, they try to connect to the customer's device later, it's useless. It's not going to do any good. Even the unattended remote sessions still require a password to get into their device. So like I said, we do take security very seriously, and I apologize, I'm going to jump back a little bit to our data centers. Another thing too that tie in both to the data centers and the security, I guess, is our uptime. We strive on making sure that we're always available. Our servers exceed the standards for remote control tools. Our 5-year average is actually 99.98. Our overall average is 99.95. So our servers are always online. They're always available. So you can always get that connection into your customer's machine. Now, I mentioned that you can use our hosted model. You can use our platform, but sometimes that doesn't always fit into your business model. Sometimes you need to keep it hosted in-house, and that's fine. We allow you to host it on your own servers, or you can purchase the box from us with everything pre-configured, and you can get it set up within your network. So that way, if you don't want to use ours, if you have your own data center, you want to plug in and use it internally, no problem. You can set up ISL on your own internal devices. So something else, we are cross-platform. And I'm not saying Mac or Windows. I'm saying pretty much any major platform that's out there. Windows, Mac, Linux, Android. A new version of Windows comes out, we've got you covered. Doesn't matter what platform you're using. You could be on your iPhone remoting into a Windows server. You could be on your Windows laptop remoting into a Linux server. It doesn't matter. It's cross-platform support for all of those different operating systems. And this is yours. This is something that you guys are remoting into your customers' devices with. Your customers already trust you, so put it, make it your own, brand it. Put your own company logo on there, your own color scheme, your own, make it your own. The chat session tool that you can put on your website can be customized. The session login that we're looking at here can be customized. So everything the customer sees has your company information on it. So that was just a quick run through of ISL, but now I want to show it to you guys, because that's what you guys are really here to see. You don't want to hear me talk about the product. You want to see it live in action. Here we go. So yeah, this app that's on your machine, you can start a new session, start a new session code, give it to the customer. You can remote into their device. Could be one of those unattended machines. I've got a device right here. It's online. I can go in here. I can connect into it very easily. I can get additional details if I wanted to. We're just going to connect in real quick. And like I said, it is password protected. So let me put in my password. Whoops. Let me try that one more time. Okay, so yeah, so I'm remoted into this device. It's actually it's a Mac OS X device, but I'm here on my Windows machine. So I can get in here. I can transfer files back and forth via the drag and drop box, or even just the standard file transfer. I can draw on the screen if I need to. I can point something out. Say click on this or click here, whatever I need to do there. This is something I think is really cool. I can get quick system info, which let me share that screen now. Let's see here. Actually, let me just share the whole desktop. That'll be easier. There we go. Yeah, so I can get quick system info. I can see CPU usage, RAM usage, storage available. So if customer calls and says, my computer's running slow, I need help with that. Well, before you have to dig in and really try to figure it out, you could easily pull up the system info and see exactly what's going on, which, they're using 98% of their RAM, almost out of hard drive space. So this could be another sales opportunity for me. I could sell them another hard drive if I need to. So we've got the system info, I've got the basic, keyboard controls. I can adjust the screen quality. Right now mine's on high speed, but if I wanted to see the best quality screen, I could. We can black out the screen. Yes, that way if you're trying to do something and maybe you're not sure what you're doing, you don't want the customer to watch you, or just for any reason that you need to black it out, you could do that very easily. You can record your sessions. So this way, if you needed to maybe share with another technician on what you did, or you wanted to share something with the computer, or not computer, sorry, with the customer on what was done during that remote session, you can record these, and then you can, of course, share them with whoever you need to share them with. Even rebooting devices. Now this is a Mac, so it's a little bit different, but on a Windows device, if I were to reboot, I can reboot in safe mode that is with networking. So it's going to let me right back into that machine when it comes back online. Now, this example here of me remoting into this device, this is with my local app on my machine that I always use. Now, in maybe an emergency situation, customer calls and they need your help, you're not on your computer. You have a computer available, but you're not on your particular device. No problem. You can still do every single thing we just did through the website. If you go to islonline.com, you can start up a remote session. I can start up remote access just like I did just a moment ago. I might be logged out because I've been inactive. Nope, we're still in. Good. So yeah, those computers will be listed in here. There's the one I just remoted into. Here's my server. It's offline. I could wake it up if I needed to. I could jump into a web conference, do the remote support. So everything that we just looked at is always available, whether you're on your own computer or you're on any other device, as long as you have an internet connection. Now, let me go through another scenario. And actually, this is something similar to this happened to me over the summer. I was actually traveling with another guy. We were overseas, and he has a small computer repair business, and he told his customers before we left that he was not going to be available, but you guys obviously know how that goes, and he was getting calls. And he wasn't able to resolve his issues because we were in a country 6 hours away, but had he had something like this, he probably could have. Now, whether he would have wanted to use it or not, I don't know. Anyway, let me pull up my phone just to show you guys something pretty cool here. Yeah, so we have, like I said, this is cross-platform. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in on my phone here. I'm using an iPhone. Some of you might not like that. Maybe you're Android people, but that's fine. Android works just the same with ISL. So there are those same two devices. The ones that I have is unattended. I'm actually going to start a new remote session. So it's going to generate that session code for me there. Yeah, and during a remote session, if I was on, say like an iPhone or something, let me turn it this way. Yeah, I've got the hotkeys or the shortcuts to the different keys that I might need to get into. I can switch, between left click and right click on my mouse, and then I can go in here and do whatever I need to do on the screen. I know it's kind of hard to see since it is so small, but this will allow me to, resolve a customer issue even if I am on the go. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the same as getting into a device if I was on my laptop or desktop, but it still allows me to, take care of issues even though I'm not actually in the office. Just like, a lot of other things, I can spread my, fingers open or closed and it'll zoom in or zoom out. I can drag and drop files to that box. Now, there are other tools as well beyond just beyond just this drag and drop box. There is a like a file transfer that you can use instead of the drag and drop if you wanted to, or if you wanted to, or you do have other options. But yeah, the drag and drop is pretty nice, and you can minimize that. Like if the user doesn't want that on their screen, it can be minimized and put out of the way while you're doing other things that need to be done. Now, I mentioned earlier that we had the chat feature that you can put on your website, and actually we use it internally too. So let me show you guys what that looks like. So this is our ISL Pronto. This is what we use to, like I said, talk back and forth internally. If a customer goes to our website, they start up a chat, it shows us that in here. And what's nice is, say the chat starts, I could easily pick it up. If I need help with another technician, I can hand it off to them. I could bring them into the conversation so we both can be on there with the same customer at the same time. And that way, and we can even chat back and forth, between each other. I could say hi to Alex if I wanted to here, or start up a new conversation. We have canned responses that are available as well. So that way you have that direct line to your clients. If the customer needs help, you're right there. They can talk to you. They don't need to call in. They don't need to go to your website. Everything's ready to go. And actually, Alex just responded back. I told him I was going to be doing this. So that was, kind of ISL in a nutshell. But a couple things I just really want to make sure that you guys take away from this is, on your work computer, you can start up the sessions, whether it be with the computer that you have unattended set up on, or a fresh session with the customer that might have a question or might have issues or might need some help with. You can see when the sessions are going, which this is the one that I had going on my phone. You can also remote in even if you're not on your work computer. You could remote in as long as you have an internet connection. You can remote in via mobile device, via laptop, desktop, server, doesn't matter. And the way this works as far as licensing goes, you pay for each license that you purchase is for a connection. So that means it doesn't matter how many customer devices you're connecting into. It doesn't matter how many devices you're using. It doesn't matter how many technicians are using that license. The key thing is it means one session can be running at a time. So if you do have, say, 2 technicians that are going to be sharing this license, but they're never remoting into a computer at the same time, no problem. Now, if you find that they are needing to remote in at the same time, you can add additional users to that license, but you can actually have, additional sessions to that license. But a license is not restricted to a specific user. It's not restricted to a specific device. It can be used across the board whenever you need it. And like I said, once you reach that session limit, if you need to add additional sessions, you can as well.
Internet and endpoint threats are constantly evolving and can target your business at any time. Network Security Group provides security products and the tools you need to protect your network. Call us today to learn how.